Hey everybody, this is a quick review and demo of this Electra X420 Custom Pro. It's a very nice guitar. If any of you are Gen Z, you'll get that joke. But basically, this is a Gibson B.B. King Lucille signature guitar. Like, that's there are a lot of differences, but the key similarity that is very obvious to anyone immediately is that this guitar doesn't have any F holes. So it doesn't quite have the same acoustic projection as an ES335, but it feels so much more resonant because all those sound waves are trapped inside, just bouncing around. And so it feels like, honestly, it feels like a Les Paul, or I don't know, any double cut, maybe an SG, but just a little bit wider and a little bit bigger around the back right here, and a lot more resonant, like just crazy amounts of sustain. It's just like the typical SG control layout, 2 volume, 2 tone, or really any ES335 to begin with. But I like to think of it as more of an SG because the switch tip position is a little bit different. It's just slightly off. But I actually like to think of this more as an ES355, but without the baritone, because it is significantly fancier than the 335 in every way. Got double cream binding. This pick guard right here, a ABR1. I'm pretty sure it's an ABR1. I'm not really 100% sure on the differences between ABR and Nashville style, but I'm pretty sure it's an ABR1 with a stop bar tailpiece and it's got a brass nut right here. I've seen ones with metal nuts as well, so I mean it really depends. But I like to think of it as fancier also because it has a mother of pearl headstock, and I don't know whether you can really see that reflected very well, but it has a mother of pearl headstock, 6-in-line tuners. They are the pretty cheap old Japanese style, but they are actually pretty good. It's got 2 pickups. On this one, at least, the bridge position is really anemic, and the neck position is absolutely amazing. Like, it is the most mid-focused, boosted neck pickup I've ever heard, and it's just amazing for rock. And so basically, on the switch tip you have, I'm just going to say it like you're playing it right-handed, because I've got it upside down. But anyway, bottom position is neck, middle position is bridge. There is no neck in the middle position. And top position is coil split bridge. So it's a little weird, but in coil split bridge, I really don't care for that much. But it's just, other than that, it's the typical 2 volume 2 tone right here. The strap peg is actually on here, whereas on a B.B. King Lucille, it would be at the neck joint right here. And on the back, you have this thing. And it is not a stereo jack. So it's a mono jack without really the protector right there. It's just, back plate. It actually has a back plate. So if you want to do mods on this and don't want to worry about, having to wait for 30 minutes to fish around in there and just being a pain in the butt, it's relatively easy to mod as opposed to a typical ES335 where you'd have to get your hands all in the F-hole and undo the screws, pull it out through there, and put it back in. This one actually has an aftermarket. I'm pretty sure it's aftermarket, but I think it's an aftermarket brass bridge. It says made in Japan there, so it might have been a factory option, and the nut is brass as well, which I think was replaced because it is not glued in there. It's held down by the string force. I mean, as for the looks of the guitar, the headstock is really unique, and I really like the headstock on all of these. It's kind of a weird, swooshy wave kind of thing. And the body, I've actually heard, was not a direct copy of the ES335 like you might think. They actually took a 1/2 inch off all the dimensions, width, length, and height, and it's definitely more manageable now, because I've heard that with ES335s are just massive guitars, and as a 5'11" guy, having my arm up about here, picking like this would be, for a regular ES335 would be a little much. But this is shrunk down, so I mean it's still a big guitar, but it's definitely more manageable. And the neck just feels great. I'm pretty sure it's a rosewood board, and it is bound on the sides, and the frets are actually surprisingly good. I'm just going to play a little bit acoustically because it's not as loud as a typical ES335 because of the missing F-holes, but it is more resonant. So it's not holding its own with an acoustic guitar at all, but I mean, you don't really need it to. And now I'm going to go to a clean demo of this. I'm running into a PV PA200, and I'm going to turn the clean. I'm going to turn it down to clean a little bit, and I'm going to start on the neck position. Turn down the reverb a little bit. So we have coil split, and you can't hear the 60 cycle hum, but it is there. A coil split, bridge, neck. So the neck is a lot more punchy than anything else. And now I'm going to get some edge of breakup kind of stuff right here. So the neck pickup is actually pushing it pretty far over the edge of overdrive. And I'm going to move to the bridge. Bridge, not so much. And now you can kind of hear where the coil split is starting to drop off in the impedance because it's just not pushing as hard. Practiced that forever, so it's a bit shaky right there. I'm going to dip the volume a little bit, and now I'm going to run a boost into there. volume down a little bit. That's out of tune now, shoot. I mean, so the thing is, this thing can definitely get really boosted if you want it to get. But honestly, it is really good for just Chuck Berry stuff too, if you want to do that. But I'm so sloppy today. Anyway, but basically that's my review of the Electra X420 Custom Pro. It's really fun to play guitar. The neck is just, I don't know, it's that style of Gibson neck where you play it without ever thinking about it. That's just great, honestly, in my opinion. There's just some necks that are just right, that you don't have to think about playing. Like, I'll occasionally play something and I'm like, this doesn't feel good. Like, it's just too arched or too triangular or something. This is just a classic Gibson neck. I would say probably mid-60s ES335. Just nice, and at the same time, it's thin and chunky. I don't know how to describe it, but it's fun to play. It's great for blues, as and it's also great for rock. That is so loud. It'll really play whatever you do with it. It'll play whatever, and it'll sound great. And honestly, neck pickup through any amp, whether it's a Fender or a Marshall, will sound amazing. It's just so fat and mid-focused that if you put it through Marshall, it's going to roar. If you put it through a Fender, I mean, it'll really give it a nice mid-boost. to do with it, it is great. These older Japanese guitars are just magical. There's something about these name brands like Electra, Tokai, and Greco that they're all just fantastic guitars, and you get some really original designs out of these places too, despite, you know, oh, they just copied Gibson guitars. They were freaking doing better than Gibson at some of this stuff. I would rather have a 1980s Electra X420 than a 1980s Gibson ES335. It's just that much fun to play. And yeah, I would highly recommend. They're just fun guitars. If you like this video, just please subscribe or follow or do whatever. I mean, you know, that doesn't really matter, but I would appreciate it. Thank y'all for watching.